My name's Roger Lynch. I run a company called Ruskin Private Hire and also Robustraina, which is a training arm of Ruskin Private Hire. I come from a part of London where inner city deprivation, urban decay, high unemployment, lack of people with skills. Borough where there's 43% English as second language. What we're trying to do is to be able to go and engage with the community and with also employers, get employees together to train them to upskill the borough. Where we come from, there's a vast problem. So this vehicle that you're on today, the one that got launched on the 15th of October at Royal Festival Hall, this vehicle is one of six. There's 6 derivatives of this vehicle. There's one that's to do with for the health for people with obesity problems. There's this one, and there's 2 youth vehicles, and there's also a simulator vehicle for driving. Because at the end of the day, we want to be involved in industries where there's actual jobs, not bums on seats to generate money just for training. People say, okay, I'm a training provider and it's just a conveyor belt and it doesn't matter if they get a job. What we're trying to do is to say that we'll come into the community, we'll engage with you, we'll get the people trained and get them into work. Our own business, Ruskin Private Hire, which we transport 4,000 odd disabled people, vulnerable children and adults, to and from school, college and to hospitals daily. With that in mind, this is where this came from. Because I don't know if you know London, the SE5, SE15, SE1 postcodes, hard to get staff, hard to find people who are trained, and then when you try to upskill your staff, then you find out you've got challenges, and people walk out of walk out of employment. So that's where all this came from. What we try to do, we try to make sure that we could get programs and things that were out there that we could merge together to try and to bring the training to like, for instance, e-training, e-learning. First and foremost, you've got your practical. On the second vehicle, you've got your practical training, which the vehicle is similar to this, but has an awning. So basically, you can have an enclosed classroom, additional classroom with practical studies on the side. But at the end of the day, what we wanted to do is to be able to use software, i.e. MATAS, E-Track, A-Track. You can go into the community, you can do your EMVQ training, you can do your studying, and then what you then do is you then have it verified, assessed and verified, straight through for your organisation, and if need be, your external verifier or your partnership people at LSC or your district manager at DW can also look on and see what you're doing. London as a whole needs help. I mean, South London as a whole needs help. When you look at it, I can say in London alone, South London, not just South London, I can say Brent, Hackney, high unemployment areas, Ealing, Lambeth. I mean, but from the neck of the woods that surrounds our business, Lewisham, Lambeth, Southwark and Wandsworth, the actual density of, how can I say it, lawlessness, that's what you can say it, because the shootings, the killings, I'm sure you read the national news. At the end of the day, the people that work for the likes of companies like ours, they are mothers and fathers, and if you can't engage with them, what help is there to engage with their children? So basically, in a nutshell, we believe 18 is sufficient for the first 4 years, but at the same time, we know that we can only just put our toe in the water. The training came out of our company having to upskill our workforce, and it was terrible to recruit, to upskill. They were scared of the building, so you had to go to their environment to get them. I got into disability transport provision and training because I was disabled for 2.5 years. I couldn't walk, and there was a lack of transport, lack of trained personnel to deal with me. They thought that I'd get better, but it took 2.5 years. So I couldn't access any services. I couldn't get trained people to help me. I had to make do. When they found out that I was a type 2 diabetic, and that was stopping me from my legs healing because I used to sprint before, when they found out what the problem was with me, they then come up with a diagnosis and got me to where I am today. And once I got better, I went after the local councils and gave them help, because I said there are people like me who need help but need trained people to help them. I then formed Ruskin Private Hire, which has 600 employees, and then from that I then decided to upskill them, that there are people in work dealing with disabled people who did their disability training, but when you look behind literacy and numeracy and stuff to take them on board, when you try to promote them, then you found out that they had additional needs and they needed additional support. And with the Learning and Skills Council's Train to Gain, it was made aware to me that we could access it. We were given a Train to Gain contract, and then we started to find out employers were in a different in a similar situation to us, and that is we went from there. And plus our contracts across 20 London boroughs. So although we're based in Walworth and Camberwell, we have contracts in Barking and Dagenham, in Bexley, and as far out as Enfield. So all corners of London, we have contracts. So if we've got 40 members of staff in, say, Enfield, a vehicle can go to Enfield and give them their periodic training, their patch training, or their BTEC training, and deliver it to them in their downtime. So that is what where I've come from. When you're out in areas, I just like Bedfordshire as an example. Bedfordshire, parts of Essex. There's nothing. People are hard to reach, hard to engage, and we also fought along because we've approached some of the education authorities. What I feel is that the people are hard to reach, and parts of Essex and parts of Kent have got people that are hard to reach, and not just hard to reach physically, hard to reach educationally, i.e. to get to them, to encourage them to come to school, high levels of truancy, or have the local authorities registered it by free school meals, or used to before they expelled them, or if you understand what I mean, so suspended them. So what we're trying to do is to be able to get down those little niches and little country lanes down into the deep depths of Kent and Surrey, and so to bring people in, because out in those there woods there is people that want to work, and that is what we're after.